Hi, my name is Jill. I'm the After Baby Lady, and today I would love to talk to you about one of my absolute favorite subjects in the world, the 5 keys to feeling successful after you have a baby. I'm a postpartum doula, and what that means is I work with new families after they have their baby, hence the After Baby Lady, my business name. Um, I am thrilled to be able to work with new families, but I can only work with so many at a time, and so I love sharing the tips and tricks that I've learned not only as a mother of 4, but also with working with several clients to help them feel more successful. All right, so let's get right into it. The first key is skin to skin. Now, you might not know what that is, or maybe you've heard of it, but you're not sure exactly what it is. Um, Another way that some people sometimes call it is kangaroo care. Okay, so just like a baby kangaroo is kept close to his mommy kangaroo, or Joey is close to his mother, we want to keep our babies close to us. Dr. Niles Bergman has done some amazing research on this subject, and one thing that he found is that they used to think it was normal for NICU babies to have their temperature go up and down, high and low, same with their respiration. But once they put babies on their mother's chest, their respiration rates stayed even and their temperature stayed level, right where it should be. Because, this is so amazing, a mother's chest will actually heat and cool her baby to keep the baby at the exact right temperature. And if you have twins and you have one on each side of your chest, then both babies will be kept at that right temperature. Amazing. So clearly this is the best place for our babies to be. Now, I'm not saying you have to have your baby on your chest constantly. The best way to do it is when you feel comfortable. Okay, so if you try to focus like, all right, I'm going to try and do some skin-to-skin time with my baby upright on my chest in only a diaper, and either my shirt is pulled down so that our skin is touching. Your baby's going to love that. That's right where they expect to be, and that's where our bodies expect them to be. Some of the perks of skin to skin are your babies cry less. Mothers and fathers who do skin to skin feel more confident. And also your breastfeeding, your breast milk supply is better. Because when your baby is close, if they're hungry, you can nurse them. And having baby close is a great way to feed on demand, which is important to set up your supply in the early days. So those are a couple more tips, but definitely the key to feeling successful here is skin to skin. Another great idea in skin to skin is baby wearing, and I highly suggest the Moby Wrap. You can go to YouTube, you can go to Moby Wrap's to the Moby Wrap website and look up how to do that with your babies. It's a really great way to have your baby close and happy, and you can do all the things you would need to do in life, from grocery shopping to playing a puzzle with a younger or an older child that you might have. All right, so the second key to feeling successful after you have a baby, is sleep. Now, there's a lot of experts out there talking about sleep, and they're talking about getting your baby to sleep more. But what we know about babies is actually that they're not meant to sleep a lot. The short spurts that they sleep is perfect for their development. That's what they need. All right, so that means you need to focus on also getting short spurts of sleep. And this can be easier said than done. So here's the formula that I like to recommend to my clients. How long do you normally sleep at night? Okay, I'm an 8 to 10 hour girl, and I can probably get by on 7 for a few days, maybe 6 in a pinch. So after I have a baby, that means that in 24 hours, I want to get that same 7 or 8 hours of sleep. But this time it's going to be in smaller chunks. Okay, so you might get 30 minutes here, an hour there, and in those early days, those first few days, that's how you make sure that you don't get too sleep deprived, by focusing on adding those chunks up together. Now, sometimes your baby might be sleeping and you're not going to feel like sleeping, and that's okay. But making it a priority, making sleep a priority, even just staying in your pajamas or keeping a robe on, lets everybody know that your priorities are your baby and sleep. Okay? In the early days, it's going to really help you feel successful, because we all do better when we have enough rest. And in those early days, the key to enough is trying to get in those 7 or 8 hours that you typically would get, or whatever your number is. Okay, so the third key for feeling successful after you have a baby is taking time for yourself. Now, we're going to talk more about getting your team together, and they're going to really help with this, but mothers who take a small amount of time for themselves in the early days, maybe it's 15 minutes, maybe it's 30 minutes, maybe it's an hour away from baby, doing something that helps you feel good. Okay, maybe it's taking a bath, maybe it's taking a shower, maybe it's going for a short walk, reading a book, sleeping. Those things are going to help you feel more successful. And also knowing that you have another caregiver who can confidently take care of your baby, that's really important. So definitely take some time for yourself. And as a mother of 4, I can tell you that you want to keep that going as your children get older, because it's much easier to give of yourself when you are full up, when you've satisfied all that alone time that you need, doing whatever it is that you love. Sleep or shower, like I said, whatever works best for you. Okay, so the fourth key for feeling successful after you have a baby is to set up breastfeeding support. Now, here in the United States, our breastfeeding initiation rates are going up and up. So, but not everyone continues breastfeeding. And I think that that's because after you have a baby, you have the nurses there. Typically, if you are giving birth in a hospital, you have nurses, you have lactation consultants, you have people who are in and out checking on you. When you go home, you don't have that same support. So if you have trouble, you have to look around, try and find somebody to help you, and that's really not when you should be looking. While you're expecting and you have time, find a postpartum doula like myself who can support you through breastfeeding. Find La Leche League group. You can look for them online, and they have groups all over. And go to the La Leche League meeting and watch other moms breastfeed and talk to them. Get the leaders' information. So if you have trouble after you have a baby, you can call them. Okay, so it used to be when we were hunter-gatherers that we took a lot of time. We spent a lot of time watching moms feed their babies. We knew what to do. We knew how to hold our babies and how to correct problems. We don't have that same common knowledge anymore. So you need people who are going to really be there for you. Friends, families, doulas, La Leche League, friends, or leaders are great. Now, the gold standard in breastfeeding support is an IBCLC, an International Board Certified Lactation Consultant. And these are the people who, if you have difficulties, these are the people that you really want to see. Okay, our pediatricians are wonderful at taking care of babies, but they don't always have a lot of breastfeeding knowledge. And so really, you want to seek out an IBCLC in your area. You want to get their information so that just in case you have an issue, you can contact them. And if you take a breastfeeding class before you have your baby, even better. Okay, so the fifth key to feeling successful after having a baby is to set up your team. A lot of times we have set up amazing registries for what we want for our babies and all these things, but our baby is going to be best if we're doing well. And we can best take care of our babies if we have a team of people around us to take care of us. Okay, so you really want to have people who are going to baby you, feed you, lift the burden on your chores at home, and just be there for you to hold baby so you can shower or sleep. The other important key. So who are these members of your team? Maybe it's your mom, maybe it's your friend, maybe it's a neighbor, maybe it's a postpartum doula. Definitely set up several people that are willing to help you after you have a baby. All right, so the 5 keys to feeling successful after having a baby. I know that these keys will help you. Skin to skin, sleep, taking time for yourself, setting up breastfeeding support, and last but not least, having a team in place. My name is Jill Reiter. I'm the After Baby Lady. You can check out more on my website at theafterbabylady.com, and I always love to talk to my fans on Facebook. Good luck.